Good morning and welcome to week 1 of SLS 1122. Just as a quick review, this is going to be a micro lecture for week 1. So we'll briefly go over some of the content information that you will read about in your on-course text, as well as review in the PowerPoints that are made available to you each week. Just as a quick reminder, you have 3 assignments listed here under week 1. You have your class list email assignment, personal assessment pretest instructions, as well as the Falcon Online Readiness. That is all due July 1st. That's this Sunday. So work diligently to submit those assignments. Class list email will be done through the class list tab and will be emailed to me. Personal assessment pretest, as well as the Falcon Online Readiness, will be submitted through the assignments folder. All right. You have 3 PowerPoints available to you. We're not going to talk so much about the introductory class, but I would strongly encourage you to click through that PowerPoint just so you get a good feel for what the class is about. Please know that these PowerPoints are what I use for my face-to-face lecture as well. So sometimes it won't always meet your demand in the online section, but for the most part, it gives you a good overview of the course material. Also, keep in mind, if you haven't had an opportunity to buy the textbook yet, you have Chapter 1 all here that you will need for the personal assessment pretest. Here's some great apps that you'll want to utilize: the Pulse app, Notifications app, which can be reviewed under your content up in the navigation bar. Utilize either the Pulse or Notification app to help you stay on task and utilize good time management. All right, so let's take a look at Chapter 1, Class 1. This, again, are the notes that I use in my online section. Every week, I would encourage you to, and every PowerPoint, there are some motivational videos available to you. I challenge you to watch these videos. They can be inspiring. They can maybe catch you on a day that you're not feeling all that inspired and help motivate you to get going and keep going. Always have a quote of the day as well, so make sure you check those out. In your on-course text on the listed pages, you have an opportunity to learn about how Skip Downing came to be the author of On Course, and how he really created this book and where it fit into his life, and how you can utilize this book to help you in your college courses. And ultimately know that success is your choice. You're going to have a lot of different college students come through the doors at a college, and you may have 2 students enter with the same amount of intelligence, but they may take 2 very different paths. And a lot of that has to do with their motivation, and a lot of that has to do with their commitment and daily commitment to personal excellence. So I challenge you to make these great choices that will lead you to your success. Ultimately, success is your choice. We'll talk about effective behaviors and positive beliefs and how they interact with one another. As you have effective behaviors and as you achieve success, you will have more positive beliefs about your abilities. As you have more positive beliefs about your abilities, then you will have more effective behaviors. This can be seen with Roger Bannister. He was the first man to run a sub 4-minute mile. And this was done in 1954. Prior to that, no one had even come close. And after that, May 6, 1954, many people met that milestone. And really what Roger Bannister did was he created this belief that you could run the sub 4-minute mile. And with that, many people went on to accomplish the same feat. You have a little chart here that I'll kind of share with you what successful students do different than struggling students. And obviously, you want to steer towards the direction of what successful students do. But it's important to be aware of those things that struggling students fall victim to, so that you can avoid those behaviors. And always at the end of my lectures, you'll have some questions that'll associate the text and the PowerPoints with what you need to know for upcoming quizzes. So make sure you take the time to do those. I'm going to pull up our second PowerPoint. Again, we're continuing to talk about student success and how you can be successful in the classroom. Please take the time again to peruse the quote of the day. And really this is a strong belief that one would have is if something is important to you, you find a way to make it happen. And if it really isn't all that important, you will find an excuse and have those small roadblocks stand in the way of your success. Please take the time to watch your motivational video for the day. And then after you do that, we're talking a little bit about what successful DSC students are aware of. And to be successful in life, you need to be aware of the resources that are at your fingertips. And here at Daytona State College, whether you're in face-to-face classes or online classes, there are a tremendous amount of resources available to you. First and foremost, your instructor is a great resource to you. So if you find yourself struggling in the class, please reach out to me. I've provided you with my email as well as my cell phone number because I don't want you to fail and I want you to accomplish maximum success. So I'm always here. I'm your lifeline to make sure you stay on course. Enrollment services, they'll help you with financial aid, student accounts, registration. So it's important to be touching base with enrollment services at least once a semester. Also with academic advising, you need to reach out to them once a semester so you can make sure you're on target with your standards of progress. That will help you ensure that you graduate on time and are taking the right courses at the right time as well, because some courses require some prerequisites. If you change your major, how's that going to impact your overall direction as well as the number of courses you need to take and your timeline? And then program questions. Like I said, some programs have limited access, some have prerequisites that you have to meet before you can get involved in those programs. There is counseling available on this campus if you should find yourself in some tough circumstances or just needing someone to talk to. Please utilize our counseling services. And then an exceptional resource we have is our career services. They'll help develop a resume. They'll help critique maybe a current resume that you have. They'll help you with the career research process, clarifying your values, which really aligns with what you want to do for your career. They utilize a program called The Perfect Interview. So that helps you practice for job interviews. And ultimately, when you sit down with an employer, you need to be able to sell yourself to that employer. So that perfect interview is extremely helpful to prepare yourself. And then just creating a database of employment opportunities, whether it's through our job fairs or just going over to the career services department and seeing what resources they have available and what job opportunities they have available as well. There's other resources like TRIO, Center for Women and Men, the Veterans Center, and Disability Services too, that you should be very aware of. And there's links to those on our website. Other great resources available to you is our Writing Center. Should you be writing any papers for ENC 1101, 1102, or even your SLS class, I would encourage you to turn them in or work with the Writing Center to ensure grammar accuracy and just a polished product. They'll also teach you how to use Prezi, which is kind of where PowerPoint has been transitioning. We have great library services as well. We have Research Librarian and many online resources too for our online students with the library. Academic Support Center, which is a great resource for tutoring in all subject areas. We have one specific academic support center that is a great resource for the sciences and maths here at Daytona State College. So I strongly encourage you, if you know you struggle in those areas, to reach out early in the semester and get with a tutor or a SI, a student instructor, to make sure you're on task and where you need to be in that course, and that you continue to stay on course and on task with those classes. We do have several computer commons. With that being said, I strongly encourage you to have a computer. If you're taking an online course, it becomes very difficult to stay up to date with the assignments and what you need to do with the class without a computer. However, if you should find yourself without a computer, or maybe your computer crashes, we do have a number of computer commons available to students throughout the day and weekend. We have Falcon Aid Help Desk. If you're having technical issues, I am not a computer whiz, so any technical issues that you have with your My Daytona State, please reach out to the help desk first and see what they can do to help you. We also have great resources like our Fitness and Aquatic Center and co-curricular activities. Again, the bookstore, actually currently the bookstore is under remodel, but it is open, so make sure you get into the bookstore to purchase your SLS textbook so that you can be prepared for class. We do have a cafeteria on campus and other resources like our massage therapy clinic, cosmetology clinic, and dental hygiene clinic. So I want you to think about these 10 tips for successful students. Number 1, have a daily study practice. So you should carve out hour to 2 hours every day in which you will commit to your studies. Number 2, and this is a little different for online students, but get involved at Daytona State College. Studies have found that if you are connected to the college, you will be more successful in class. Go to class, and for an online student, that means log onto your class every day. Participate in the class, read, understand the material, peruse the PowerPoints so that you have more in-depth understanding of the material. Always ask for help. There's that old adage, there's no such thing as a stupid question, is so true. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Get a tutor and make a good impression with your instructor by turning in your work on time and communicating directly with them. And then get a calendar or planner so you can have great time management and have those assignments mapped out for the semester. Have a plan and goal for your future. I would even say have a short-term goal for this semester as far as I want to accomplish maybe an A and how you're going to go about doing that. And then challenge yourself. Don't settle for less than your best. All right, what feelings and emotions do you have about this semester? This is a quick semester. It's a 6-week semester, so you're going to have to be on top of things. But like I said previously, success is your choice, and how you navigate this semester is up to you. But don't let forks in the road like financial issues, a breakup, personal losses, or health problems steer you away from your goals. Have your goals at your forefront, maybe write them on a mirror in your house, but really let those navigate you through the tough times this semester and help you stay on course. The culture shock, and we talk about this a lot with our students that are first-time students in college, and what you can experience when you go onto a campus for the first time regarding culture shock. Be aware of what surface culture and deep culture are, the difference between the two, and understand some good examples of both. And here are some good culture shocks going from a high school course to a college courses. And this is just a little activity that we do in our face-to-face class. And then just a friendly reminder to always visit the Academic Support Center. And finally, some lecture questions about today's lecture. Best of luck. If you have any questions regarding any of this material or your upcoming assignments, please call me at 386-275-5198 or email me at stiegel@daytonastate.edu. Happy to help you, and remember, success is your choice.